talking about this off air, but Shannon Wolf, Shannon Wolf, let me ask you a question. As how do you feel about black celebrities getting into politics?
When you say politics, you mean like social issues?
Social issues, yeah, everything, anything that
I
resort to
mean,
politics, like
they can
social issues.
they can talk politics all they want, as far as I'm concerned, because they people too. They got opinions just like the average folk do. Now, do you think an average person shouldn't be talking about politics?
No, well, what this question came up for because I was watching. I don't know if you was watching the Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, and
Mm.
they touched on him back in like '93, and basically like one of the black senators was running for North Carolina, and his mama asked Michael Jordan to uh like give him his word or something like that, endorse him, and Jordan didn't do it, and like, but the thing about Jordan, like he's never been into politics. He's never taken a side, and you know he said when he said Republicans buy shoes, he said that out of jest. Now my opinion is like I can understand he's black and we kind of like got this like civil rights thing in us, but I've also don't want people like who if he's not fully in it, I don't want him talking about it. Like he stayed quiet, like and all the other stuff. But I don't. But I'd rather him stay quiet than have someone up there
What do you mean, like
talking
if
their
he ain't
shit.
really? You mean like if he ain't really got nothing to say about it? Then yeah, yeah, they shouldn't have to. Like you shouldn't like they shouldn't be like pressing people out to get their political opinion about stuff. But they like what's that guy's name? That guy that's he a comedian. I can't remember his name for shit. If you like
It's true.
If you like Eddie Griffin or somebody like that who has a lot of opinions and informed opinions, then why not?
Yeah. Okay. So this is basically why I was asking. Like, do you feel like black celebrities have a should get into politics? Like, even if they don't want to, do you feel like they have a purpose to get into politics? I guess that's the question I'm asking.
Should they? Hmm. It's probably better for their brand if they didn't. But they could also they could also like help out like black causes too, though. Black political causes if they were that type of celebrity, which most of them aren't. Not really. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm saying yeah.
Okay. Father, how you feel about that?
See, I'm like yes, and then I'm also like no at the same time because I feel like it also kind of depends on who we're talking about here. Like, I'd rather Colin Kaepernick say shit than like a Jason Whitlock, if you get what I'm saying, because those are two completely different Negroes. You understand? Being black in itself is political. Like, no matter what we do, no matter how you feel about politics, no matter if you don't have the choice of opting out. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's the one thing that I took from that documentary, that part of the documentary that you mentioned about Michael Jordan. What he needs to understand is that there is no opting out. You being black by itself is a political statement because Jackie Robinson was one of the best baseball players of his time, probably the best ball player of his time. But because he was black, he had to deal with some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They never really rated him for his skills or what he could do with a team. He was black first. You feel me? So despite what you may feel about politics, despite how you may want to avoid that part because you're not really, you're not trying to be a spokesperson, you never asked for that platform, I can understand that and I can sympathize with that. But at the same time, we don't get that luxury. White people get to opt out. Hispanic people get to opt out. All those motherfuckers get to opt out. But when it comes to us, though, we've died too many times and too much blood has been spilled for you to just like remain silent about the shit. You feel what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people got on ASAP Rocky's ass when he said what the fuck he said. How he said, he don't really want to talk about that shit. All he want to do is sell records and smoke his weed and shit like that. Like, and unfortunately, bro, you ain't got that luxury. You know what I'm saying? And you saying that in the first place means that you really don't know what it means to be black, because being black is political in itself. You gonna have to go through bullshit. You're gonna have to go through obstacles nobody ever has to go through. Like that's just what it is. But at the same time, we also have to we also gotta like recognize who it is that's saying shit. Because we can't have Negroes, we can't have Jesse Lee Peterson type Negroes or what's his name, LaDainian Tomlinson ass Negroes that say shit and they don't understand the context of what the fuck they saying. Or when what's his name? Somebody there were a few people that like made statements, and even though they mean well, they got dragged for it. Like I remember RZA said something about, hey, pull up your pants and shit like that, and niggas got mad at him because we pointed out that it don't matter whether they pull their pants up or not, they still gonna get harassed by the police. Erykah Badu said some shit about little girls or whatever, how they need to like dress more modestly. She got dragged. So even though these people are obviously not coons, sometimes celebrities can be out of touch of reality because they're not in the streets. Like, they got their money. They probably moved to a white neighborhood, or like they're probably at a place where they're always working. So they're not really in touch with the streets as they should when, they were just regular people. But like I said, it just depends on who it is.
But girls dressing modesty, that's a matter of opinion. That's not really of any real circumstance, really.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but the reason why I brought that up is because a lot of people attribute dressing modestly with not getting raped. So, like, you could have someone, because obviously you could have someone who's just like a nun and she's still gonna get raped if the person wills himself to do it or herself to do it. So, yeah, I was thinking more in that kind of context.
Okay.
I remember this speech Malcolm X was. I don't remember it verbatim, but I know most of his speech was talking about how, like, show me in other races where like a celebrity is like the main spokesman and all that, and it's just, and his whole spiel is keep it short. Celebrities can be bought. Like, I understand, like, there's a couple, like, you've probably seen it in maybe even shows where, like, celebrities, like, they'll endorse something they probably never even tried, or, like, have y'all seen Forrest Gump, right?
Yeah.
Remember the scene where he was like, his mother wanted him to endorse a ping pong paddle. He was like, I don't use that. But he was like, it's okay. And then his mother was like, it's okay to tell a little white lie and all that other stuff. So he was selling ping pong paddles with his face on it just because his mama told him and all that other stuff. I feel like the point he was doing was celebrities can be bought. But I understand that, from this back then to what we have right now, I know times can change, and like a lot of people are inspired. A lot of celebrities are inspired by Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and all our great leaders, like a Dick Gregory and some type of that. Because I know Dick Gregory didn't like celebrities as like these main speakers. You have your bright. I feel like if we're going to put our celebrities out there, we got to put our brightest ones, like a Killer Mike, and like. But like you said, I would rather like a Killer Mike speak than a Soulja Boy, because like the first thing that popped into my head was the whole boycott Gucci thing, and Soulja Boy was like, "Yeah, I'm boycotting Gucci too. They can't be doing that." And then they asked him what it would take for you to, wear Gucci again, and he says they have to cut me a check or something. So it kind of shows you that like you're not really down with it, because if they cut you a big check, you should be able to deny it because of the racial things that Gucci done put in there. But no, your endorsement can be bought and all that other stuff. Or in the words of the $1 Million Man, everybody has a price. Right. So it's really like, to me, like it's really sketchy, because I do agree with Malcolm X, because it's like it seems like black people are the only one that it feels like when shit happens, we're the ones that's really like the celebrities are the one that's out there. But at the same time, and we all know this, we move the culture. Like as black people, we move the culture. Every trend, every style, everything that black people do when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to music, hell, even when it comes to like comics and all that other stuff. We like. I feel like black people we move the culture ahead and all that other stuff, and like people. Not only that they come to our culture, they make money off of us, and then they make more money, and then they bring it to their audience. Not only you got our audience and their audience, and we're over here getting crumbs where they're getting the whole cake and all that other stuff. So my thing is, if we're going to put our celebrities out there, and as black people, like if you feel like he should, as a responsibility of a black person, I just want the right person to be out there because I be damn. Like you know damn well, like Floyd Mayweather can't read. I'm not gonna put him out there. So,
Right.
but you're gonna put somebody out there that's smart that can talk eloquently and make sense. Because you can't talk eloquently and still sound dumb. So you got to make sure you got the right person out there, and that is why Obama is our first president, not Al Sharpton.
Facts.
So any last words on this before we move on to our next topic?
Fuck them kids.
But as far as choosing your celebrity, do you really get to choose? They kind of just speak, and you guys slam them down, or you can support them. I guess that's how you choose then. Yeah, I guess that's how you would choose then.
Okay, it's a good question because like, all right, Ray Lewis, and then there's Des Bryant. Because sometimes, like Ray Lewis, obviously, when he was talking, he had a lot of points that black people didn't agree with, and black people was like, "You should have kept your damn mouth shut." And it got to a point where they was like about to take his damn statue down. They signed a petition to take his damn statue down because he had an opinion that a lot of black people didn't agree with. And then you had Des Bryant, that when he was playing for the Cowboys, like they asked him opinion, and he said, "I don't want to talk about it. I'm just a football player. I just want to play football." And a lot of black people attacked him too. So it was like, damn, you should have used your platform to say something. You're just a slave buck boy that plays for the Cowboys and all that other stuff. You're not even that good anyway. So I know a lot of people feel like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Like, because with Rocky, like, I could, like, but I think going back to ASAP Rocky, I feel like what he said was ignorant, but at the same time, I knew what he was talking about. He's like, I'm really not into politics, and I feel like some of these celebrities that come from the hood, you can obviously see they don't have no PR management. I feel like a lot of them just say, I'm not into politics. That's not my thing. Just like Kevin Hart, because when Kevin Hart is, you don't talk a lot of politics. Kevin Hart should say, I'm not into politics.
Kevin Hart is a safe comedian, so he's Mr. Safe.
And that's his brand, and he wants to keep it that way. So he'll just say, I'm not into politics. And people won't give him shit on that. But if you're like someone like an ASAP Rocky, it was just like, all right, that shit don't bother me. I'm just a young black nigga trying to get paid and all that other shit. People gonna get down your throats for that. So I feel like if you're going to say you're not into politics, you just say you're not into politics. You don't have to brag and shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. On to the next, and this kind of like goes into our next topic. Y'all remember the last week we talked about that battle rapper that was talking about black